Hello, my name is Alex, and this is my CS50 final project, Wants and Wizards Sessions. It was built on top of Wants and Wizards rulebook, created by Merfin44. If you are interested in this game, you can check his page. Wants and Wizards join in magic of the wizarding world with the gameplay of D&D. I will not stop on rules explanation and will focus on the application functionality. You can check rulebook if you like. This application serves as a tool for running Wants and Wizards sessions online. To start playing, we need to create a new session. I already created a bunch of sessions, as you can see here, but let's take a look at this mechanic. So to create a session, we need to give it a name and optionally a description. And this form also has an invitation field via which we can invite players to our session immediately. If you don't know any players for now, no worries. Application has a join page when users will see all existing sessions they are not already participating in. So let's actually invite one user and create a new session. And as we can see, one new session appeared in our GM sessions. So let's talk about roles the user can take in sessions. There is a GM role, which means that user is leading the session and does the storytelling. And on the session page, he's able to affect users, like level them up and do other events. And there is a player role. To become a player, we need to receive an invite from GM or send a request for joining the session. So let's switch window and see if our another user got an invitation. And there is an invitation message which tells us that we were invited by Alex to join Greenwood session. So let's join this session, look at our player sessions, and as we can see, we are only one player in the session for now, so no other players. But we actually want to join another session, so let's go to the join session page. And we already have here a session with 2 players participating. So let's send a request to GM, switch back to GM page, and reload the page, and the GM got one request, which tells us that someone wants to join this session. Let's approve this request, go to the sessions page, and as we can see now, there are 3 players in our session already. So 2 players already created their characters, and to start this session, our 3rd player also needs to create a character. And as GM approved this request, this session also appeared in this user player sessions. So let's create a character. At first, let's give it a name, James, and we can see here a features of a character which we can choose from some options. So let's pick house, and once we pick one of the options, some information about it appears on the page from the rulebook. Let's pick options for another features. Okay, and now let's talk about ability scores. The point system works exactly as in D&D. Ability score of 8 is a default value, and the score of 8 costs 0 points, and we have 27 points at the start. And also, once we chosen our house, some of abilities will have additional points. For Gryffindor, it's Charisma and Constitution. So let's increase our ability scores. Scores from 9 to 13 cost 1 per each, and after that they start to cost more. And the maximum ability score for first level character is 15, not including additional points. Okay, let's save changes. And as we can see, our player name is no longer a new player because we finished character creation. And now we can actually start this session. So this is a GM side of the session page. Let's take a look on the page content. There are 3 cards with players who joined the session and created their characters. We can see their main information like character names, levels, and chosen features. And characters also have hit points. Hit points depend on character's level, constitution modifier, and the chosen casting style. This logic is implemented underneath the hood to make player experience more easy, and they don't have to count their ability scores and modifiers. The application does this work for them. So let's see how it works. Let's split screen. Okay, and we need to connect to session as player, and once the session was started and we reloaded the page, we got a new message that session has started. And this is the player side of the session. I actually open it in full screen for now. As we can see, for player who logged in, we can see the full information, not only features but also ability scores and modifiers. And the other players in a block party appear just like as at the GM page via cards. with only basic features, character names, levels, and HP. And also player side page has event log, and when GM start to make changes on this page, we'll get messages in this log. Okay, so let me show you the functionality. Let's say we want to do 3 damage to serious. Let's see if it affects player page. Let's find serious card. Serious now have 7 of 10 HP, and if we look at the log, we can see that serious got 3 damage. Okay, what if we do 4 damage to James? We got a message in our log that you got 4 damage because player logged in plays James character. Let's try some healing. You healed for 2. And let's try level up any characters, for example Severus. Severus leveled up. And also appears a message that Severus healed for 6. It's because when character levels up, his HP, his maximum HP increasing, and his current HP restoring to full. And when GM wants to stop the session, at the player message log will appear every 3 seconds a notification that session is stopped. And if we try to leave the session page and try to connect back, we will have here a leave button that also tells us that session is already stopped. And that's it. That's a functionality for Voronezh and Wizards application version 0. Of course, it's not that interactive for players in this version, but Voronezh and Wizards sessions require verbal communication anyway, so GMs are welcome to start voice or video chat with their players. A lot of mechanics still need to be realized outside of this application, but still this application can be used for character creation and keeping players on track, keeping their ability scores in database, so they won't have to write it on paper. Okay, that's it. Thanks to CS50 team for this wonderful course, and also want to thank Merfin44 for the rulebook, which gave me inspiration for making this application.